kids. We're going to make a dot painting, and you need to start with covering your surface. I'm working in my kitchen instead of my art room because my light is better here. So you want to find a good piece of paper that's a little heavier than like printer paper. It should be a little bit heavier than that. Construction paper maybe. And a dark color. Dark colors seem to set off the color of your dots much better. Then you need to choose some materials, some tools that will make your dots. I like using a pencil with a flat eraser. It's like a new pencil, so it's nice and flat. You can also use a skewer. This is what a skewer is. You can stick it through your vegetables or fruit and you can make kebabs. So this end is nice and flat and small, makes a little bit smaller dots, and then the tip is pointed and makes real tiny dots if you want to get detailed. Also, these kind of paintbrushes have a nice flat end and it's a bigger dot if you wanted to start with something like that. So I have those. Then you want to decide what you're going to make. I usually go online and find pictures of scenes or things that I like, and then you'll want to make just a simple, basic outline drawing of that idea. Now, for an example, I'm going to show you how you could do a sun, a radiating sun. I would start with a fairly good size circle. CDs make great circles for tracing. Okay, so I'm just going to go around that real lightly with my pencil. Pencil shows up nicely on dark paper. And then I want to find one just a little bit smaller. This is a spool that ribbon comes on, and you can see it's just a little bit smaller, not a lot. So I'm going to put that in the center, try to center it, and I'm going to trace around that. Okay, and then I want another circle that's a little bit smaller than that, and this is from a canning jar. It's a canning jar ring, and it's just perfectly a little bit smaller than that. So all the way around the outside of that as well. Okay, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this on there, but you can, when the light hits it, you can see my circles. Okay. Now, if you want some rays going off of your sun, I would use a ruler. Just a minute, I'll grab mine. And remember, I think I've taught you about using a clock as an example. The clock is round, and it's divided very evenly all the way around. So you could start with where 12 o'clock is. So I would put a line going up from my furthest outside circle, straight up, and one coming down, straight down from the center. Maybe a little bit longer, because I have my sun up pretty high. Then, so that's 12 and 6 on a clock. So then we do 3 and 9. That way we're dividing it up into 4s just perfectly evenly. So draw a line going out from each side like that. So there's the 12, 6, 3, and 9. Okay. Now you can go directly in between those two, which would be like about 1.5. You can just sort of eyeball it. So you're halfway between those two. Doesn't have to be perfect. You could use a protractor. I think it's a protractor, and that would get it exact. And you can put your ruler right on the first line that you drew so that it's straight across from the next one. And mine are definitely getting off, but just go around now and fill in. You don't have to make them too too close together. Just kind of about like that. Okay. Now, oh, I forgot one more thing. I forgot something to put my paint on. A lot of times what I use is just a paper plate. I don't have one handy. I'm just going to grab a plate. It'll wash off. So let's see. I think I'm going to use a nice orange. And you know, it doesn't take very much paint. Now I'm using craft paint. It's acrylic. Doesn't wash off very easily off your clothes. It will come off of other things and your hands and stuff fairly easy, and your work surface. Okay, a little bit of that, and then I think I want to have some yellow. And you could also use tempera. And if you want, you sure could experiment with watercolor. Watercolor really doesn't have a thick, intense color, but it might be kind of neat to try that. Here's another yellow. I think I'll use more than one yellow. My paints are getting used up. I've been using them a lot lately. And then, oh, I don't think I brought any white up. Didn't bring any white. There it is. Oh, and I found yet another yellow. Well, we should be good with these. A little bit of white. Okay, so I'm going, whoops. Oh, that's all right, that happens. We'll cover it up later. I'm going to start with, you know what, I think I'm going to try this bigger one. Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to dip the paintbrush, and then I'm going to tap it on my plate, so I don't have a whole lot on here. I don't want it to be too much, and I think I'm going to put my first dots right where my, well, maybe we don't want to do that first. Maybe we want to go directly to the paper. It didn't show up very well. There. I'm going to do mine right where my rays are coming out. Kind of mark those spots. And mine are not very exact, like I said, but that's okay. Now, you can rub this off into a towel. I have a little paper towel here. And I'm going to try some of the yellow. I think this warmer, darker yellow. And I'm going to go in between those orange. The thing I like about painting with dots is that it's something we can almost all do without maybe having the skills of using the brush really well and trying to paint a very detailed picture with a brush. This is something that ends up being beautiful by just touching your paper and using round dots. Okay. Now I'm going to go on that inner circle, and I'm going to use my pencil this time, and I'm going to use this brighter orange, and I think I'll kind of go between the other ones. Oops, I smeared that one, but that happens. You can try to round it. Another thing I like about this is that it's not so exact. It doesn't have to be perfect to be really nice, really something fun to do and fun to look at. So now I'm thinking and I'm wishing that I would have drawn a smaller circle in the center. And I didn't. I may be able to sneak it in now, after the fact. That glass is a little big. Try a smaller one. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit more with the pencil and with the bright yellow. Oh, I like this bright yellow on the black paper. Could also do this on dark blue. It looks pretty on dark blue. Maybe even a dark purple. So it depends what you're making and what colors you're going to use. Now in the center, I think I'm going to take some more of this orange and just kind of, I'm going to start right in the center with a dot, and then I'm just going to go in a circle around that dot. Keep going around, kind of in a spiral sort of thing, just to kind of fill in that space in the middle. Okay, now this gets fun. I like doing this. I'm going to take the skewer on the bigger end, and I'm going to put some small dots in between the bigger dots. And you're going to see what it does is it just kind of fills in some of that space. That's my husband's phone. No, actually, it's mine. Just a second. Hello? Hi, Samantha. I'm good. I'm painting right now, so I'm always good when I'm painting. Yes, but you know, that's because I didn't learn how to do it, and then I sort of jumped in and did something, and now I can't seem to work around that, you know? Like maybe I should have, I don't know. Yeah, and also I'm working on an iPad, which makes it not as easy, I think. Yeah. But you know, like you can't